2, 1. Mark. 5 minutes. Our H1 Unlimited hydroplanes can come out on the water, and as we saw yesterday, every time Dave Villwalk in the U-27 Miss Apollo, he seems to want to be the first boat away from the dock. He is again. So Dave Villwalk is away. You see the U-11. That is the Miss Flavor Pack with Jamie Nielsen. He too is away from the dock, and we will expect also the red and yellow U-8, the Beacon Electric, and J. Michael Kelly. This could be a very interesting heat. Kelly ran really, really well yesterday. He knocked off Andrew Tate, got the jump on him at the start, and was able to hold off a very fast U-91 Goodman Real Estate. There's still boats here, and this thing is still way up in the air.
He sure did, but what a different course than it was yesterday, especially where we're sitting. We're right in the channel of wind, where by the afternoon will be almost white caps. And right now the entire course is absolutely pristine and glass. Are there some boats that perform better on the flat water versus maybe hull design or something that performs better on the rough water?
Absolutely, absolutely. Some boats are really well for, or just handle rough water better, some don't, and then it's all a part of boat setup too on some level. But they know what they're going to be running on right now. They know it's going to be almost glass. They've done what they can, to your point, not being able to test this morning. So they're taking their best guess based on what they've done in years past, and we'll see how it plays out. So as a reminder, and coming on quickly this morning, this is H1 Unlimited Heat 1. This is the heat we started with yesterday afternoon and had a great race going between Dave Villwalk and Corey Peabody, when Corey Peabody unfortunately got into the skid fin wall of the U-27 Miss Apollo, and the boat went up and over. They have withdrawn from the event. They would not have been able to run in this heat anyway, Tanner. The rule clearly states if you are responsible for the stoppage of the heat, you cannot run in the rerun of said heat. And this is that heat. We finally got to it. So we're looking now at 2 minutes and 50 seconds to the start. Jamie Nielsen's put his foot in it a couple of times and cut the course a couple of times.
Yeah, he has, and you're not sure what's testing and what is just positioning, but with three boats, as we saw yesterday, being in the middle and trailing is not the place to be. Puts yourself in a hallway of water, and apparently, especially with the salt water, it's really dangerous to ingest the salt water into the hot turbine. So if you're on the outside, it's all about, it even makes that start, being right on the start line, right at the exact second, that much more critical this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting right now to see where Jamie Nielsen is going to go, because we know he loves to get on that inside line, but right now he's got two boats up in front of him. That would be J. Michael Kelly on the inside. You see him there on the screen. He is on the inside, and Dave Villwalk is right with him. Jamie Nielsen is going to come up behind him. Jamie cannot cut the race course here because we're going to come down to the score up, and you've got to go all the way around the top end of the race course to legally score up, and they're coming up on that 1 minute 15 second mark, at which time they have to be behind the start finish line. So this could conceivably put Jamie Nielsen in an outside lane. Now he's sitting way behind those two boats. Could he possibly think I might be able to leapfrog here if he were to bring a bunch of boat speed to him? Now here comes Jamie on the outside. Is he still got sights on an inside lane? He drifted way wide off the top. Still got about 9 seconds until the score up. Inside 5 seconds now, and they're all going to come to the line together. Mark, there is the 1 minute 15 second mark, and there was a perfect example, Tanner, of radio guys and spotters on the race course letting Dave Villwalk and J. Michael Kelly know exactly what Jamie Nielsen was doing.
Sure enough, you can see Jamie Nielsen go a little wide on that last corner because he was a little early to be top speed. It's from that yellow buoy coming onto the start-finish. They need about 12 seconds to get to the start-finish line. He was a little bit early. The other guy spooled up in the nick of time and made sure that he couldn't leapfrog them enough to legally cut over to the inside. So our lanes are established.
Yeah, the lanes are not yet officially established, but to Tanner's point, they are. Nothing is going to change at this point. J. Michael Kelly is going to be in lane number 1. Dave Villwalk is going to be in between boats again. He got in there yesterday and didn't like it. He was back a bit, and I think he took the best decision and just said, I'm out of here, fell back, and took a third place finish. Look for Dave to be on the line when the clock strikes 0, and that's going to happen in about 14 seconds from right now. Kelly in 1, Villwalk in 2, Nielsen on the outside in 3. Dave's back a bit, but is his timing good? Dave may be back. We are 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Start looks good from here, and Vilwalk is in between boats, but he was the second boat across the line. Nielsen broke the clock, but Kelly's got lane position in the inside lane. Tanner, it's a clean start, and Kelly's down there first.
Boy, somehow Kelly and Vilwalk have been able to pass Jamie Nielsen just coming into that first corner. It's literally 3 abreast, though. Dave Vilwalk doing a great job of staying in the clean air up the middle there, but man, the boat speed that JMK has on the inside.
Yeah, we saw Dave Vilwalk stick the white nose of the U-27 Apollo out in front of J. Michael Kelly as they came off the corner, but then Kelly quickly pulled it back up on him and has now got a lead up at the top end of the race course. Where is Dave? He's right on the outside of Kelly. There's Dave as he swings out to about lane number 3. It is Kelly on the inside with a bit of a lead on Dave Vilwalk as they come down to put the first of 3 in the books. It is H1 Unlimited Heat 1, and it's a dandy right now. Kelly again, Tanner, with that inside lane is showing an awful lot of boat speed.
Sure enough. I mean, Dave Vilwalk did qualify second, has been shown boat speed all weekend, but these guys with the glassy water, not much to risk, really flying the boats high on the straightaway. And look for Dave Vilwalk to use that additional boat speed that he's shown earlier in the weekend to make a run here in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, Kelly had a good corner down there, and he was able to open up a little bit of water on Dave, and he is really flying the 8 like he likes to do. Jamie Nielsen is running a solid 3rd place right now in the U11 MS Flavor Pack, but the race is out front, and it's only about a 4, maybe 5 boat length lead for J. Michael Kelly over Dave Vilwalk in the 27 MS Apollo. Kelly with a nice corner at the top end. Dave swings out a little wide, trying to keep the RPM up. Going to try this way of running down Kelly, but he's flying the boat, the U8. J. Michael Kelly, he's got almost a rooster tail now, Tanner. He's flying that U8.
That's as high as I've seen J. Michael Kelly fly the boat out of a corner all season. Maybe it's the calm conditions, or he's just got a lot of confidence in the boat, but by getting it out of the water on the exit, which he gets it really high in that corner, it just allows the boat to accelerate up to speed sooner.
It looks like Dave tightens it up there a little bit, but I don't think he really did. I think it's the angle from where we are. It's almost a full rooster tail. In fact, it is, and I think Dave just said, all right, the shouting's over in this one, and Dave is going to drop back, let Mike walk off with a victory here if he can complete one more time around. He's just got to do about a quarter of a lap. He is in the final turn off the top end of the race course. It's the final lap. The checkered flag is now hanging here at start-finish line. His spotters have said he is all by himself. J. Michael Kelly, the U8 Beacon Electric, flying the boat down the front straightaway, and it's another victory for Strong Racing and the U8 JMK. Boy, he just wanted to show you the bottom of the boat one more time, didn't he, Tanner?
Sure did. I mean, it's amazing. I haven't seen them run with such calm water. They really are able to precisely get that boat all the way out of the water on the exit and not necessarily worry about it walking back and forth on the tip tops of the white tops, or white caps.
So Dave Vilwalk in the U27 Miss Apollo comes home in 2nd place. Gave it a good run for almost 2.5 laps and then pulled his foot and said, all right, Mike, you got me. And Jamie Nielsen comes home in 3rd place. Interesting point here, Tanner, with what we saw yesterday and what we just saw in that heat. Our top 2 qualifiers, the U91, the Goodman Real Estate with Andrew Tate, and the U27, a Miss Apollo, and Dave Vilwalk were the top 2 qualifiers. Kelly's beat them both. He got the inside lane, and he was actually back a little bit when they crossed the line. I was surprised to see him hit the corner first.
Now, we'll watch some replays here, but I noticed from JMK, the height of the rooster tail as they turn in is always indicative for me of how much speed they're carrying when they first hook it into the corner. And JMK was incredibly committed turning in, especially in those first 2 laps, and absolutely right on the inside buoys. He didn't make a mistake at all and just didn't give up an inch. And even with lower boat speed that he showed in qualifying, was able to pull away from Dave Vilwalk.
Now, they will get the boats back into the pit area. They will get them on the trailer. The drivers, the crew chiefs, they will get the data from the boats on that heat, and they will review everything as they move forward through the day. But as you and I know, Tanner, the conditions they just ran on, I think it's 99%. They're not going to have those when we pull out the big trophy in the final heat. It's going to be a much rougher race course.
It's an interesting part of this racing. It makes it a lot like off-road racing, where you never know what course you're going to be on. Even if you know where it is and you've been on it 100 times, you never know what it's really going to be like, how fast you can go. And that affects what gearing they use, what prop they use, what angle they use on the skid fin. So it's a lot of local knowledge, but it's an interesting track because even back at the pits where it's nice and warm and no wind, there's this channel of wind that just blasts through the middle of the course that they have to set the boat up for. That is almost a guarantee once we get up close to lunchtime.